Hi everyone, I've had quite a few emails via my website and YouTube comments on the range of Godox flashes that I've got. So I've had questions like, does this work? What does this do? Is this compatible with this? So what I thought is I'd do a very quick video, talk through the different flash systems that they've currently got out, some of the higher level features, and hopefully that will help you make a decision if, like me, you were looking to change systems. Just very briefly, one of the reasons why I changed was in the past I had a very different set of flashes. So I had Sony flashes, I had Yongnuo, I had Nikon, different trigger systems, I had different receivers. It was just becoming a bit not unmanageable. You could do it, but you were often messing about in your bag trying to find the right trigger for the job, trying to set the flash up, had a receiver to set up, and then before you knew it, minutes had gone by. And because I generally shoot weddings, it becomes very difficult. Every minute counts, as I've often said. So the reason why I've got so many Godox flashes now is not because I love Godox or anything. It's just that Nikon don't have the equivalent of the Canon 600 series. Plus, Godox do things that I still wouldn't get even if I was a Canon shooter, such as the ability to control these flashes from a Canon flash. But that's just the reason why I switched. If you're looking at their system, you're probably feeling the same as me, so hopefully this will help you out. So we'll first start off with the Witstro flashes. These are the old model. This is the Mark 1. Very popular, been rebadged by a load of companies. Very powerful bare bulb flash. You can get modifiers for it. The Mark 1 manual only, so you had to set the power manually, obviously, and came with a little USB receiver that you could then use a separate trigger to fire. Now, interestingly enough, Godox have introduced a new receiver. This is the new XTR16. The old one was called FT16. So what this allows the old flash to do is be controlled from the new receiver, which is the new trigger, sorry, which is this one. So if you've got the old Ving flashes where you had a little clip on, again you can upgrade to the XTR16S, not the FT, and now you've got a flash which is currently compatible, which is really nice to see actually, because you're no longer stuck with an old system, whereas if you just bought a Ving recently you'd be a bit miffed if suddenly you're out of date. So that's a really nice feature to see. That's the Mark 1 flash. This is the Mark 2. The Mark 2 in terms of power is identical to the Mark 1. The main difference really is you no longer need the separate receiver. The receiver's built into this. You still need to buy a Canon or a Nikon version because the trigger's different. The way TTL works is different, which is the second thing which is different with this flash. The Mark II is TTL compatible. Really nice to see. Has helped me out loads of times in a jam where I needed to be extremely quick. Just set it to TTL. It got me near enough the result I wanted. If I didn't, just dialed in a little bit of exposure compensation, and lo and behold, it was done. So that I really like this flash. The two features which have been added have really made this much simpler to use. This is the AD600. I've done a review on this as well. This is a bit of a beast. It's a 600 watt second version, which is during the power test that I did on the video, if you're using the same light modifier, it is a stop more powerful than one of these, which so if you need the extra kick of light, then this is the one to go for. The battery's integrated. Again, you can control them from the triggers. So using one trigger you can control any of these, which is really, really nice to see. The biggest disadvantage of this one really is the size and the weight. If it's not very portable, it's probably something I'll leave in the back of the car until I need it. It's not something I'd probably get out. At the wedding I did last week, I didn't even take it with me because I knew I wouldn't need the extra power, but when the summer months come, I might find I need this. But if you're looking for something in use in the studios and you're sick of cables trailing everywhere, then this is definitely well worth checking out. The other two that I want to talk about, the speed lights. This is the TT685. This is a TTL speed flash, supports high speed sync. It's got all the features basically any top end speed light would have. Plus it has the master controller system in, so you can control any of these flashes as well. So what I found is, what I generally do now is I have one of these on top of my camera most of the wedding, and when I need to do off-camera flash, for example with this, then I'll just flip this into master mode. Generally I won't reach into my bag to get this, because even those few seconds I don't need it. I just switch that into master mode, press the button a couple of times, lo and behold I've done it. Looks far more professional, speeds you up, gives you the control you need. I really like it. This is the TT600. I've just got this one. I've not had it very long. I've used it for one wedding so far, so I've not done a write-up on this yet. But basically, this is the manual version of the TT685. So it's a slave flash, just in the same way that the Yongnuo 560 is a slave flash. Manual only, again, can be controlled from any of these master systems. So that's nice as well. The reason why I've got these is I've already got a couple of these. I don't need any more TTL flashes, so I'd saved a few quid by just buying the manual version. I've already mentioned those, the XT16Ss. This is the X1R. This is a pure receiver, so if you've got a non-integrated flash like these, then, you know, for example, a Nikon SB910, then you can just put that flash on top of here, mount this on a light stand, just like any other trigger. If you'd be familiar with these if you've got a Yongnuo YN622 or something like that. Very simple to use, only a couple of buttons on it, a channel group and test button. You've got a light stand mount at the bottom, so you don't need a flash bracket if you want to mount these. You can just screw it in. The AA battery is very simple to use. This is the X1T, which is the trigger. I like the little wheel on it. You can use it to control up to 5 groups. With a firmware update out of the box, I think it came with 3. You can put another flash on top of it as a pass-through. I typically don't, because my particular version, and I've seen others complain about this, doesn't lock on securely enough. I have heard some people say that theirs does lock, which is great, mine does not. But it just wasn't worth my while sending it back. The other thing, the common complaint I've heard about these is that the plastics are cheap. I don't mind it. I think it's fine. You know, bear in mind what you pay for it. It's fine. I don't have an issue with the plastics at all. Again, the advantage of this is it can control all these different flashes. That's it really. That's the quick whistle-stop tour of the range of flashes. If you've got any questions, then just let me know. Put a comment in the box below, or visit my website and drop me an email. Thank you.